Well, here at the Clover, food and wine, they go hand in hand. They really do. Food is great. Obviously we all need to eat. It's very, nourishing, but once you get into the food that we serve at the Red Clover, it's a luxury. And it's good food. It's mostly local food. And then when you bring wine into that, it basically accents the food. It gives it a whole nother dimension, gives it another lift. So I'm able, here in Vermont, which I'm very glad to do and grateful for, is to offer these wonderful wine dinners. We seat about 22 people at them, and it's a communal table. So it's like, you come in as strangers, you leave as friends. It sounds like a cliche, but it's really true. Everybody sits next to each other. It's one long table, 22 people at a table. First thing that goes out, we always do our artisanal bread. Our artisanal bread is from this gentleman, Daniel Paul, cooks it right out of his garage. Amazing bread. Starts off with that, and breaking bread with strangers, there's something to be said for that. And then we get into our wines, and it usually starts off with some of the lightest wines first. And then also paired with some light food. Let's say a sashimi, a fluke, tuna, a ceviche, some salad, something like that. So we get your palate going. And then as we progress into the dinner, it gets a little bolder and heavier. Ending with a Cabernet Sauvignon like I was just showing you. Not exactly those caliber Cabernets, because when you do dinners, you really can't showcase those kind of caliber Cabernets like the Duckhorn or the Staglin Vineyards. Those are very special bottles of wine. But you need something big to basically end your dinner with. And the same thing with your dessert. And then when you have dessert, you kind of end with something that's either chocolatey and you want it big and nice, or you want it sweet. Sweet and with a little acid. So it cuts through the dessert. It all depends on what you're serving for dessert. Our Earl Grey creme brulee basically will go with a sauterne, or something like a Tokai, or like an ice wine, something like that. Now, if I'm using a dark, deep chocolate cake, I might serve a nice smoky Malbec with that, which the Malbec is not sweet at all. But with the chocolate cake, the sweetness of the cake itself will back up that chocolate nuances in the wine, which work really well. And that's kind of how we started the wine dinners, and why we keep on progressing with them. We want to keep on going forward. We have some great wine dinners coming up. The next one is going to be Loire. Following that is going to be Napa Valley. After that, it's going to be Bordeaux, which we're going to be doing right and left bank, which is great wines from each one. Right bank and left bank are very different. One is more of a Merlot style wine, and one is more of a Cabernet style blend, which a lot of people don't realize. If you are a wine connoisseur, obviously you would. Bordeaux is one of the great wines in the world.